Melanie. Happy Thursday. Today I'm going to be giving you just a little bit of a review on a few of the ESUM brushes that I have been able to try over the last few weeks. So way back in December when Muse Beauty Pro was having their Viseart sale where you could order either like 2 12-pan palettes or 2 of the 6-pan palettes. Like they had like different configurations. The set that I chose had 2 of the 12-pan palettes, and it came with one of the ESUM makeup brushes. And when I received it, I was really impressed with the quality and construction of this brush overall. And to my surprise, I got an email not long after my video talking about the special that Muse Beauty Pro is running. A representative from ESUM reached out and asked me if they could send me just a couple more brushes to be able to try. There was no obligation to do a review or anything, which is nice. I always like it when companies are willing to send things out and give me the leeway to be able to review a product or not. Oftentimes, if there is some strict, like, you have to talk about these products by this date, or you have to talk about them in this manner, I just say no to that, because YouTube is like, I love doing it and it's a great outlet for me, but I don't ever want it to become like a pressure type of thing in my life. So I always tend to agree to receive PR from companies that are a little bit more flexible. But anyway, so they were nice enough to send out 4 of their eye brushes for me to be able to try. And so I have been using these for the last few weeks here, and I have washed them multiple times. They wash up incredibly well, let me just say that right now. And they are really a joy to use. I have to say that the overall construction of these, I think, is what I'm impressed with the most. They just feel incredibly solid. There is definitely a difference to me in the feel of these brushes, which were actually designed for use by professional artists, versus like the Zoeva brushes. These do definitely feel a lot cheaper. Now, that being said, I love my Zoeva brushes. I think that they are fantastic, but there is a difference in the overall construction and feel of like a brush that is designed for like professional makeup artists versus like just kind of everyday type brushes. So not saying that if you don't have the budget for these aren't good enough. These are fantastic. Now, Zoeva is also not like the cheapest brush brand either. But anyway, you get my point. There is a difference in the construction. The ferrule just seems a lot more like secure and substantial. I really love the taper of these handles. They just feel really nice when you're working with them. I used to do makeup a while ago. I did it for years. I did mostly like bridal and boudoir makeup. That was just kind of the niche that I like shoved myself into. It also just kind of worked the best for my schedule. I wish that I would have had brushes like this back then. A lot of the brushes that I was using back when I was doing makeup were MAC brushes that I had purchased right after I graduated out of high school and started working at the makeup counters at the then Bon Marché. So those were the brushes I was using back then. I wish I would have had these because I do think these are absolutely fantastic. So I'm just gonna give you guys a little overview and tell you how I've been using these. And let you know which I think are must-haves. They are more expensive, so most of these eye brushes are going to be somewhere in the $30 to $40 eye range. They do have multiple different sets available. They also have much larger brushes. ESUM also has just some other makeup tools. So specifically, they sell makeup sponges in bulk. They have some really great tweezers available. Lots of little things that are handy for working makeup artists. So brush cases, stuff like that, which I think is fantastic. They really focus on the working makeup artist and making their life a little bit easier, which I think is fantastic. So, but let's go ahead and get into the individual brushes. I'm gonna start actually with the T43, which is the one that did come with my Viseart collection that I ordered. So this is a really nice synthetic brush, and I've used this a couple of different ways. I have used this to apply my eye primer. I have used this to put highlight down the bridge of my nose and on my Cupid's bow. I have also used this to blend out my eyeshadow. I have used this to also pack color on the lid. So I have used this for a variety of different purposes. It has worked great for each one. It's a really nice synthetic brush. It's very, very soft, but it picks up product beautifully. A lot of times with synthetic brushes, one of the things that I struggle with is getting the synthetic fibers to actually pick up the product, whether it's an eyeshadow or a highlighter. I just kind of feel like I have to go over and over it again in the pan. I don't find that to be the case with this. For some reason, this just grabs product perfectly and places it, and you're good to go. So this one is absolutely fantastic. I really enjoy this one. And if you're looking for like the most multi-purpose, this would be a great one. Also, if you are a concealer person, this would really be a perfect brush for concealing underneath the eyes. If you didn't want to use your fingers or a beauty blender, this would be really great for that too. And again, washes up beautifully. I have washed this probably, I mean, so many times because I've tried it for so many different things. So I will say it washes up perfectly. Nothing has loosened. None of these brushes have shed at all. There is like no shedding whatsoever. So really, really a great multi-purpose tool here. The second one that I really love too is this W23. So this is a flat shader style brush. I believe these are natural bristles here. My nose is running like crazy today. I don't know why. But this one I have mainly used for packing shadow on the lid. It's really great for that purpose, you guys. I have also used this to highlight down the bridge of my nose. You guys know I don't do a ton of highlighting. When I do, it's in very specific areas. So I actually prefer these smaller brushes to be able to do that. It just concentrates the product where I want it. And then sometimes I'll just kind of flick off the excess and just, you know, work the product in a little bit more. But this one is fantastic for both of those purposes, but just the perfect kind of lid brush, especially if you do have a little bit more space. You know, this will provide really good coverage for you. If you have a smaller lid space, this might be a better fit for you. This is the W21. This is also just a great brush to pack product onto the lid. This would also be a really good one, I feel, to use with the ESUM mixing medium, which allows you to get a lot more pigmentation and a lot more shimmer and shine from your pearl finish, metallic finish, glitter finish eyeshadows. That mixing medium I've heard is amazing. I haven't tried it yet, but I do intend on ordering it at some point this year to be able to try out with some of my different Viseart eyeshadows. So this one is great for those of you with the smaller lid space, packs on the shadow beautifully. It picks it up, it puts it on, it's fantastic. If you're looking for a really nice brush, this one is fantastic too. This one here is the W36. I have to admit that for me, this one is not used quite as much. I do really like this one. It has kind of an interesting taper to it. The brushes on this side are kind of all one length, and over towards this side, they are tapered up to a point. So what this is good for me is any kind of like inner corner highlight, you know, applying a highlight shade underneath the brows. It is very precise with that. You could also use this to create like a very like cut crease type look. I am not the cut crease girl, you guys know that. But this is the one brush that for me, I don't think that I would like need, like if I lost this one or whatever, I wouldn't replace this one for me personally. But it is a really nicely made brush again, and since I do have it, I have been using it for inner corner work as well as highlighting underneath the brows. It's really nice for that. And then the last brush is another great like lid packing type brush. This is the G27. This one I have also used. It's a little bit firmer. You can see the bristles are a little bit different on this one. I really like this one for blending out shadows along like this transition area here for myself. Sometimes I will just use like this fluffy generic brush that I've had from Sonia Kashuk for like a very long time. But when I'm dealing with eyeshadow that doesn't really blend very well, I like to use a slightly stiffer brush like this to go in and really kind of diffuse that shadow just along this like outer portion here. That is what I use this brush for, and it's really fantastic for that. So overall, you guys, these are really great brushes. Do I think that every person should order these? No. One, they're not going to be in everybody's budget. However, if you are a professional makeup artist and you've never tried these, if you are someone who splurges on brushes and you've never tried these, absolutely check them out. If you are looking to incorporate just a few really nice brushes into your collection, definitely check them out. But if you are fine using either Zoeva or Sigma brushes and you're perfectly happy with those, these probably wouldn't necessarily be a necessity for you. I like them a lot. I do intend on trying some more brushes from them. I think I'm gonna try some of their face brushes this year, so I'm kind of putting it in my budget to either buy like some kind of face kit for them or just a couple of individual face brushes. I don't know which ones yet, but I definitely have that in the back of my mind as a must for me this year, as well as their mixing medium. And definitely check out some of their other just makeup tools. If you are looking for some new scissors or some new tweezers, they look like they're really great quality. Especially if you are, like I said, a makeup artist. So a big thumbs up for me. Thank you to ESUM for providing these. It definitely gave me a little bit, well, a lot of curiosity to try more from their line. So I shall invest in a little bit more. Have you guys tried the ESUM brushes? What do you think of this one if you bought that Viseart holiday set this year? I'm curious. What have you used it for? Let me know your guys' feedback. So I will link these brushes down below, and I'll also just link like the entire like collection on the Muse Beauty Pro website, so you can find that information down there. There's no like affiliate links. I don't have a code or anything for you guys, but check them out, read some of the other reviews. They do get very, very good reviews. So yeah, thanks so much for taking the time to watch, you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Take care. Bye-bye.